Next time you're bargaining for a pair of shoes or a contract or something, remember this. It is a time-honored tactic among hagglers, negotiators, or even activists to ask for the moon and then settle for something less, when less was pretty much what you were hoping to get from the beginning. For an activist, it looks like this. Take a really, really radical position, thereby making other somewhat less radical demands appear moderate and more acceptable to the other guy, to the guy on the other side of the table. Perhaps that was the strategy behind one of the last major environmental proposals from the Bush administration. And it was a doozy. It called for massive new oil drilling on parts of the outer continental shelf from New England to Florida and off the length of the California coast, areas that have been off limits to drilling for decades. Basically an oil derrick on every beach. Drill, baby, drill. Today, the new Interior Secretary Ken Salazar indicated that he is likely to scale back the plan. Only time will tell if scaling back means no way, man, this is nuts, elections have consequences, or whether it just means, okay, an oil derrick on every other beach. Is this what it feels like when the center is shifting under your feet? There is work to do to clean up the mess that has been left behind by the Bush administration, and the Obama administration is hard at work with their little civic Swiffers trying to clean up, or making sure they don't miss a spot. Tonight, another installment of the Rachel Maddow Show's Scrub, Rinse, Repeat, because this is going to take a while. Tonight, the Obama administration is deciding how to proceed on another environmental challenge from the Bush years. Lawyers for the new administration are addressing a ruling last weekend from a federal judge that blocked a Bush administration plan to open up huge swaths of wilderness in Utah to oil and gas extraction. Extraction that would take place right next to places like the pristine Arches National Park. The judge ruled that the Bureau of Land Management did not sufficiently consider damage to air quality and ancient rock art before awarding extraction leases for more than 100,000 acres. Of the ruling, one environmentalist said, quote, "We are on the cusp of something very significant. Will the Obama administration fight to make this temporary restraining order issued against those leases permanent, or will the center start shifting under our feet and ultimately give the former Bush administration a lot of what it was aiming for to begin with?" Joining us now is Robert Redford. He is helping to lead the charge against the Bush-approved Utah oil leases. He is, of course, an Academy Award-winning filmmaker, actor, and environmentalist. He joins us tonight from Park City, Utah, where he is presiding over Sundance, the Sundance Film Festival. Mr. Redford, a real pleasure to have you back on the show. Thank you for being here.
Hi, Rachel. Thank you. I thought this would be a great place for a private moment.
Yes, that's exactly right.
We can also discuss fuel efficiency standards while I'm...
Yeah, and I can read you the license plates of all the cars that go by if that's helpful for our NSA segment. This effort to stop the sale of these oil and gas leases in Utah, are we on the verge of stopping those leases?
Well, for the moment we are, and it was certainly a victory for those that didn't think we had a chance. I mean, the whole idea was to prevent money from exchanging hands while Bush was still in office. And, of course, the judge issued that restraining order because he recognized and agreed that the damage would be irreparable to such incredible sacred areas of public land. So I think temporarily it's a victory. It's kind of sad that in terms of the environmental so-called movement, you have to always be fighting. It seems to me that some of these issues should not have to be fought over, but that's my cue. I have to go for round 3 now.
Well, in terms of the Obama
administration, I'm happy about the fact that it's been done. And as far as the Obama administration is concerned, obviously there's a lot of hope, mine included. I certainly think one thing's for sure, that Obama, his administration, and certainly President Obama, understands the connection between the environment, public health, and safety much more than the past administration did. I think he's an administration that really lives in the 21st century and not the 20th, as they did. I think they were committed to energy development that was yesterday. I think when you look at, from my standpoint, it's always seemed fairly simple. When you are committing all of your energy development to non-renewable sources, and those sources are finite, you've only got a certain amount of time before your planet's in trouble, and therefore future generations. So it always puzzled me for the last 30 years why we weren't spending more time on alternative energy, which was feasible and renewable. So that's my feeling.
As an activist, looking at this obviously much more friendly administration, is your thinking that you get in there and start pushing right away and try to get the most aggressive legacy possible, or do you expect to sort of wait to see how the Obama administration is going to act and then just react as an activist at that point?
I think because of the damage done to the environment, waiting to react is probably not a good way to go. I think there's been too much damage. I think it's a time to act and act quickly. I'm going to be doing whatever I can, playing whatever role I can to support the administration to act as quickly as possible. Some of these solutions are in front of us right now and are available immediately, and I think they should be acted upon. As far as the offshore is concerned, my feeling about the offshore drilling is that they should do a really, really hard study about the environmental impact. And if you look at you know, new technology, which seems to be so attractive, it drives everything so quickly. If you look at the history of new technology, you know that even though it drives certain things, it still can go wrong. And I think in terms of the environment, we've seen with oil spills in the Puget Sound, we've seen it in the San Francisco Bay, coastal waters all up and down the coasts, all of our coasts have seen irreparable damage that's affected our health. Technology can go wrong, and I think before you commit to drilling offshore, I would want to see, before we do that we have every good reason to do it, and that there's been a proper environmental study, which I don't think has been done yet.
Robert Redford, environmentalist, Academy Award-winning actor and director, thank you so much for your time tonight, sir. I know that you have lots of other things you need to be doing. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you.